When The Pacifier hit theaters in 2005, no one expected Vin Diesel, the muscle-bound action hero known for Fast and Furious and XXX, to be changing diapers on screen. But that's exactly what made it work. The film was equal parts chaos, comedy, and charm, and it became one of the most unexpected family hits of the 2000s. Audiences fell in love with the blend of action and heart, and the cast? A mix of rising stars and familiar faces whose lives would take wildly different turns in the years to come. Back in 2005, Vin Diesel was Hollywood's ultimate tough guy. He'd already conquered the action genre, and The Pacifier was supposed to show a softer, funnier side, a move that could have easily flopped, but instead became a surprise success. Diesel played Navy SEAL Shane Wolf, a soldier turned babysitter, and the irony of the role made him even more popular. Fans adored the image of this gruff, gravel-voiced warrior learning to handle baby bottles and ballet recitals. But as the years rolled on, Diesel's career went through its own action-packed script. After The Pacifier, he returned to his bread and butter, The Fast and the Furious. The franchise exploded into a global juggernaut, transforming Diesel into one of the highest-grossing stars in the world. Yet behind the success came whispers of tension, especially between him and co-star Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Insiders described their feud as legendary, with clashing egos and creative control battles making headlines. Still, Diesel knew how to play the long game. Fast forward to 2025, and he's not just a movie star. He's a producer, brand, and pop culture icon. The Fast saga is finally approaching its end, and Diesel is preparing for his next chapter, launching his own production company and teasing a mysterious new sci-fi project that he claims will change how we see heroism. At 58, he's still got the same deep voice, the same muscles, and the same mantra: family always comes first, both on-screen and off. From the franchise king, we move to one of The Pacifier's biggest surprises, Brittany Snow. Back in 2005, she played Zoe Plummer, the rebellious teenage daughter who gave Diesel's character the hardest time. It was one of her early breakout roles, showcasing her charm and edge. After The Pacifier, Brittany's star rose quickly. Hairspray, Prom Night, and then her career-defining turn as Chloe in Pitch Perfect. Suddenly, she was a household name, adored for her comedic timing and powerhouse singing voice. But fame can be tricky. By the late 2019s, Brittany began opening up about her struggles with anxiety, depression, and body image, sharing a vulnerable side that made fans love her even more. She co-founded the mental health nonprofit Love is Louder, turning her personal battles into advocacy. In 2023, she went through a public divorce, which she handled with grace and openness, telling fans she was focusing on healing. Now, in 2025, Brittany Snow is back in the spotlight, but on her own terms. She's directing her second film, producing a new series for a major streamer, and proudly embracing her 30s as her most creative era yet. No longer the teen rebel or the pop-perfect singer, she's become one of Hollywood's most respected multi-hyphenates, blending strength, vulnerability, and resilience like never before. And who could forget Lauren Graham? In 2005, she was already a fan favorite as Lorelai Gilmore from Gilmore Girls, and her role as Claire Fletcher, the widowed mom in The Pacifier, proved she could hold her own in both comedy and heartwarming drama. Her chemistry with Diesel gave the movie its emotional grounding, a balance between chaos and charm. After The Pacifier, Lauren Graham's career stayed strong. She returned to Gilmore Girls for Netflix's revival, became a best-selling author, and earned praise for her role in Parenthood. While her face isn't splashed across tabloids, that's by design. She's built a life of balance, mixing writing, producing, and mentoring young actors. In 2025, she's still the same quick-witted, effortlessly stylish star audiences adore, now leaning into producing and adapting her novels for screen. The mom energy, still immaculate. Then there's the Plummer kid who stole hearts, Max Thieriot. Back in 2005, he was the cute, shy middle son who looked up to Diesel's tough guy babysitter. Back then, nobody knew this young actor would grow into one of TV's most compelling leading men. After early hits like Nancy Drew and Jumper, Thieriot took a few years to find his groove, and then came Bates Motel. His turn as Dylan Massett, the tormented half-brother of Norman Bates, turned heads and proved his acting chops ran deep.
By the 2020s, Max Thieriot was everywhere, starring in SEAL Team and then creating and headlining Fire Country, a drama he co-wrote and produced. Fans were amazed. The kid from the Pacifier had become a full-blown Hollywood creator. In 2025, he's 36, balancing acting, writing, and directing, and still proudly repping his Northern California roots. Talk about growth, from being babysat by Vin Diesel to running his own primetime empire. From the kids to the comic relief, the Pacifier wouldn't have been half as fun without Brad Garrett. As the towering vice principal who goes toe-to-toe with Diesel, Garrett's comedic timing was perfect. In 2005, he was fresh off Everybody Loves Raymond, one of TV's biggest sitcoms, and his transition to film comedy was seamless. Over the next 2 decades, Garrett became a familiar voice, literally, lending his booming tone to countless animated films, from Finding Nemo to Ratatouille. Today, at 65, Brad Garrett is still one of Hollywood's funniest men, splitting time between stand-up comedy, voice acting, and running his Vegas club, Brad Garrett's Comedy Club. His off-screen personality? As warm and witty as fans imagine. He's proof that in Hollywood, longevity isn't about staying trendy. It's about staying true to yourself. And rounding out the cast, there's Carol Kane, the legendary actress who brought her eccentric energy to Helga, the hilariously odd housekeeper. By 2005, she was already a cult icon, known for Taxi and The Princess Bride. Since then, she's continued to pop up in the quirkiest, most unexpected places, from Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt to Hunters. In 2025, she's 72 and as delightfully unpredictable as ever. Still that mix of chaos, genius, and total heart that only Carol Kane can deliver. Looking back now, The Pacifier feels like a snapshot of Hollywood's mid-2000s charm. Goofy, sincere, and packed with stars who would go on to surprise us in ways no one saw coming. Vin Diesel turned family movies into a stepping stone toward global stardom. Brittany Snow turned pain into power. Lauren Graham turned warmth into longevity. Max Thieriot turned childhood fame into creative mastery. Brad Garrett turned comedy into legacy. And Carol Kane? She stayed her brilliant, beautiful self through it all. They may have started out with baby bottles and chaos, but 20 years later, every one of them found their rhythm, proving that sometimes the toughest missions lead to the most heartwarming victories. And if you love seeing how your favorite movie stars transformed from early roles to 2025 power players, make sure to drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that subscribe button, and ring the bell, because we've got plenty more Hollywood Then and Now deep dives coming your way.